Go.
Streaming from South Africa to the world. This is the Stonks Go Moon podcast. What just happened? We break it down so you don't have to.
Welcome everyone to the Stonks Go Moon podcast. He's built brands with Netflix, got WWE and Colgate to sponsor a single. Meet Bigga, tate, a Chicago mogul turning viral moments into global moves. Now he's back with Safari, a new single backed by heavy hitters, and is here to talk about the machine behind the music, the business of PR, and how AI is rewriting the rules of the industry he's helping to shape. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest today, give it up, Bigga, tate. Welcome to the pod.
Thank you for having me, man. It's already good hospitality, and appreciate Dominic Natty for connecting us.
The vibes. I can feel the vibes. I'm a very big vibe guy, right? And people shit on vibes, and I'm like, vibes are pretty real because there's the energy that you put out into the universe. We're all made up of energy, positive and negative. And you put out such a positive energy into the world, and I think just by this early interaction with you, I can see why you are attracting so much positivity just because you put it out there in the world. So let's get started. How have you evolved from an artist to realizing, hey, I don't just want to be an artist, I want to be a CEO, I want to build an empire? What was that process like for you?
Well, I feel like when you're doing all the right things and, the results are not portraying that, when you, it's not when you can look at times that you didn't work or times where you slept more or whatever it is, and you can say, okay, I kind of understand why I didn't progress. And that's good and well, right? That's a little bit of self-awareness. But when you're doing everything, and it's not just self-proclamated, you're doing everything you're supposed to do. And you start realizing that the people who are in the positions that you have to give you the yeses are the places that you need to get to have the freedom that you need in this industry.
The gatekeepers, right? Those gatekeepers.
Yeah, correct. You can always complain that the game is rigged or whatever it is, but if the game is rigged, all the legends that exist means that they were exceptions to the rule. And how did they make themselves those exceptions? That's what makes you great, when you actually discover paths that breaks every gate, that breaks off the locks. There's no more gatekeepers. The greatest people who are making foundations have stopped trying to find the biggest person to do that with, to make it easier, because they already have a platform build, and they start building. Jeff Bezos got so many no's and was in a small office. Yeah. Okay. So many no's. No one is highlighting their failures. Yeah. So I got to be a part of seeing some of those failures turn into Netflix. Some of those, because you got to understand, Netflix was laughed out of the room by Blockbuster. But look at how it changed. Their positions have changed. Yes. So I realized to become a pioneer, you have to just stop talking about it. You have to stop complaining about what position you are in, and realize that just like the chain of command, when you first came into a 9-to-5 job, you started off as an associate and you can move up into manager. So I stopped looking at the legends like Dominic Natty. I stopped looking at the legends that are like Quincy Jones as it's work for just them to do. And I decided to place it and bring it towards myself and challenge myself to become those executives that I look up, and stop looking up and start looking forward and be that person. And that came with understanding everything that I needed to understand. Like I wanted to be a student to all of the things that I found successful. If I respected Netflix, I watched Netflix so much. That's why I wanted to get co-creator credits. If I respected co-directing so much, I wanted to actually work on doing film, and I wanted to be an actor. I didn't want to just critique actors and see I understood the things that, we have some of the most advanced critiquers. That's why you'll see some of the best critiquers on basketball can't even dribble. And I didn't want to be one of those people. Totally.
100%. How was the process of taking no's? Because I'm assuming you took no's a lot, right? And a lot of people, they get so disenfranchised by just hearing no, 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 and it's door closing, door closing. How did you keep that mentality going? How did you keep pushing? How did you sort of, just like, okay, this is happening. I'm manifesting this. How did that go? How did you do that? Because I know a lot of people are getting those no's and getting those doors shut down in the face, and they're struggling to push.
Honestly, I think it's because I think some of these people, this is their first big rejections. But like,
yes,
when you're a kid that was homeless and you seen how people look at you when you asking for some money to eat, and you at some point, even a kid is smart enough to have found out that people take pity on kids, and some people take advantage of it, right? So when you find out that runs out completely, like, and that people can dehumanize you and look at you like a bag of trash or whatever it is, and you have no one to be frustrated with. You have no bricks to kick or nothing like that. You just have self-reflection on, do I want this to be the end of my story, right? So when I get no's, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm already happy that I'm able to even pitch to them, that I'm in the room to talk to them, to get a chance. I'm already excited that I look at myself. And when I was a child, I always wanted to be that father that was on business trips and all those different things. And I am that. I don't have kids or anything like that, like biological or anything. I've helped raise kids or whatever, but I always wanted to be the guy that I am now. So, the no's are like, it's almost like a challenge to me. I got thrown away like garbage. That's why I freestyle and I write for other people. Freestyle.
Build that chip on the shoulder, man. Build that chip.
Of course. And freestyling, you have to keep proving that you're valuable. So
yes.
When I it's the same when I actually do diplomacy or I pitch, and I pitch to hundreds of sponsorships every day. I get people $1 million sponsorship deals and everything like that. And at first I didn't know that, a kid with holes in his clothes was going to be able to do that. But, I got my first big sponsor in Hawaii on my own and just doing music or whatever. And then I saw what was possible. You know what I mean? So I feel like the no's are fun. If you look at it like, the no's are like, not every no is a deciding factor that you aren't good enough. Because they said no to Jay-Z, so he made his own label.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, people take it very personally, though. They take no as a self-reflection of their worth. It's like someone's telling you, you are not worthy. You are, like you said, you are a bag of trash.
Yeah, and that's incorrect. The best part about that is the real guideposts, the only guideposts I know are the yeses. The no's are just inevitable. The no's are to literally, like, the fact that you're a radio host, right? No one can just wake up and be a radio host. Okay. It at some point you had to get dashed with all of the no's that set you apart from if you were going to be a radio host or just everybody else. Yeah. True. So the no's are there for that.
Let's talk about those wins, and you talked about sponsors and how you land them. So your new single Safari drops August 20, and then you got WWE to sponsor it. How does that work? Like, how to just pick up the phone, Triple H, Mr. Khan, I'm doing this. How did that come about?
So it's WWE don't just sponsor the single; they sponsor me as a brand, and so all the things that we decide. Hey, this is what we go and negotiate. I can negotiate directly with WWE and all those different things. And how I got it set up is, I never wanted to get a win just for myself. It's not really a real opportunity to me if I can't bring multiple clients. So I set up a deal with sponsorships to where, as I'm a celebrity publicist on the Emmy Award credited celebrity publicist team, partnered with Dominic Natty and everything like that with Natty Celebrity Services. Yeah. They don't just sponsor me; they sponsor any of the celebrities I work with, anybody I deem partners, anything that I extend out to them. I can go and negotiate to them, and I say, hey, we have an event at Rolling Loud, or we're about to do On the Radar, and they have 1 billion viewership. We want you to sponsor the content, and we may ask for monetary gain of like $10,000, or we may ask for, hey, can you do cross promotion on social media? We have a ongoing relationship with these brands, and it's not just affiliate marketing and stuff. Like, we get paid for things that's sold from our links from them and things like that. But we also have negotiation power to, hey, we might want to ask them for a $200,000 deal for perpetuity that allows them to keep using our content forever. And a lot of brands and a lot of content creators, they don't know that when brands pay you up front, they're actually cheating you out of money sometimes. Because why, if they only pay you one time, did you know that you could have billed them for 12 months? Each time that 12 months go, they got to pay that fee again.
What? That's
people are taking these fees. And brands are knowing that you don't know these things because you're not asking.
Yeah, but also if you don't have money and someone, I mean, no offense, if you don't have money and someone flashes a 200 grand check in front of your eyes, 9 out of 10 times you're gonna take it.
Right, and that's why they take advantage. And in that same aspect, that's why they get to own so many legends, and that's why you see certain content that comes out of nowhere because they got them at the time where they didn't know about the perpetuity or anything like that, and that's okay, but. It's best just to going back to like why I had to have many different careers.
Yes.
I just had to learn so much. I wanted to learn so much that no one can trick me or scam.
I love it. Tell me about, let's pivot a bit. I want to talk to you about AI because it's everywhere. And sort of what are your thoughts on AI in music? Because a lot of people are using it to write songs or using it to generate beats like through Suno, and using it in PR to write press releases. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. What's your view on AI? Is it something that you've embraced? Is it something that you don't like? What is it?
I feel like it's just like if you didn't like flying cars. You know what I mean? Like the humans are very, very smart. Like, and sometimes you'll get so surprised, like when technology like AI exists, but it's really just showing our progression of our evolution and everything like that. Now, for creators who get paid cents on the dollar by Spotify and all these different things like that, like it can make us fearful that our jobs can be taken by a robot. AI doesn't need to pay rent, so you're giving them our money. And that is sad at times or whatever it is and all these different things. But AI has literally taken, it's just like how I bet CD companies and cassette companies was devastated by streaming starting to be the new ways of source, the number one way to discover music.
Oh, absolutely.
I bet they would have wanted to say, hey, please don't, whatever. But the ones that were smart decided to, let's change our business model and start streaming as well, because the times are going to always change. And you may not lose your job to AI because no AI can do your job. They're actually taking all of the information. AI is the collective of all of our human knowledge. So it sounds great and it's good to write things and things like that. Yeah. But it's starting to get to a point where just like when college students would use certain things to write their reports, people are going to catch on to when you're generic. And also you're going to lose, like, say for instance, every pitch that I make has been customized. It's never been just let me copy and paste something that worked because each time it's unraveling the scroll and me being a better businessman. Now, and I'll say this lastly on AI. It's just like what has been said by many moguls before. No, you won't lose your job to an AI, but you will lose your job to someone using AI.
Don't you think it makes things a bit more generic as well? Like, I mean, AI can't free throw. So, I mean, you'll always be sort of quote unquote safe. But if everything starts to look vanilla, then guys like you will even stand out even more. So, like, if you're original now, I view it as a positive. It's like, cool.
Yeah, I mean, you can, but still statistics will also kind of show results are still going to negatively affect us. Because even if those things are generic, guess what? Sync licensing is a long process. It could take 9 months to get paid out. But if that's getting paid out to a robot, that money is not going to an artist who needs it.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. All right. So You've worked with major celebs. You mentioned the publishing, the PR, a celebrity PR agency, people Kevin Hart, Logan Paul. So, what's your playbook for turning a moment into sort of a movement? Like, okay, there is this thing, but it's not enough to have a thing anymore. The thing needs to become bigger, if that makes sense.
Uh, I realize you have to all right, so see how most people in this industry need things. So they literally, their mind state is to come with their hand like this. Give me something. But you need to flip that hand around to show people that you're an asset and give them things first. Like show them how valuable you are as and as well, you got to realize we do this thing and we forget something very vital when we realize it's so great to work with this person. This is a big thing. Woo the bam. But some of us are kind of trying to create our ego through that big connection and forget the factor of you still need to be appreciative. You still need to be appreciative that you're working with them. So prove that all the time. You don't have to, you don't have to kiss their butt all the time or whatever it is. But prove that with the assets you bring to, like a lot of my teammates, my partners, anybody I work with, first thing I'm gonna let them know I care about them is bring them a lot of money. It may not be something I'm paying for. It may be a client or whatever it is. Bring them a lot of money and it's not just me bringing them people to, just take money from, but you already are a great. Yeah, you already are a great asset to this person. So I just make win-wins. And I always make no-brainer pitches. It makes a lot of sense. Like say for instance, how I do with certain sponsorships. If I go to a gas station and I know that they have liquor, I'm gonna have my liquor sponsor be booked by them. And then I'll set it up to where, hey, it has a percentage so it helps their overhead. So you're gonna be saving money already. And then also provide sales to the sponsor. That's a symbiotic relationship. I only set up situations like that. I'm never going to come and ask any of these guys anything unreasonable because I have a platform on my own to a point where I know how to make sense now. I'm not going to ever come and go to Kevin Hart and say, hey, man, you want to come to my house? That's the dumbest thing you can do. Like those shot in the darks, get the door closed forever.
And you know how many times you hear that on podcasts. People just name drop for clout and stuff like that. You just say, yeah, he was at my house. So fucking what? So what?
Yeah.
What does that mean? What does that do for you? Nothing.
At all. You're not, and that's where it is. You really have to realize that, like, if you keep watching everybody's boat of success, right, you're going to always think that that's how it has to be while you're not building your own boat and drowning. Build your own foundation. You don't need no one can have leverage over you when you are the asset. Make yourself an asset all the time.
Bars. That was a cold bar. Okay. Last question before I let you leave. Mentorship. I know you spoke about taking deals and fighting for your community. Are you taking on young guys, showing them the ropes, giving back to the community, stuff like that?
Yes, I am. I actually donated enough to where I was basically I donated enough during COVID and things like that. All of my shows and things like that, I actually donated to COVID. My biggest thing is I'm gonna be doing a lot of like talking to the schools, and then I get offered to, because how Dom has mentored me, I get offered to mentor people and things like that. And I plan on basically helping, like I actually mentor all of my clients and some of the things that helps them, make sure that they're monetizing their YouTubes, all those different things. And then I also plan on basically giving back to the community and setting up different studios and setting up actually going and providing those in less fortunate community careers and actual employment with my services, and not just services, but at my actual PR firm and giving them record deals and everything like that, because I work with a lot of labels to where I can sign other people under distribution. So I'm signing younger artists to kind of like stop them from going through the pain I had to go through and things like that.
Yeah.
Making sure that they, and then I'm funding them too. And then I'll end up actually funding a lot of gamers and content creators for, content houses like I did before in 2018 when I did it with Monster and a couple content creators in Hawaii and things like that.
Yeah.
So I'm actively always building and really
looking for
like,
opportunities, right?
mentoring them.
Because one thing I realized on the chat now is like you are someone who walks in life with his head up and his eyes open and looking for opportunities. I see so many people these days, their head down on the phones, right? They're just consuming. They're consumers. They're not seeing the big picture out there, and that's what I like about you. Is like you're a man that sees things, and not only for himself. How can I help my community, and how can I help my gang, and how can we rise sort of together?
Yeah, and it takes one to know one. So that's why you're able to see it, because you know. And then, I mean, I feel like what you find admirable says a lot about your maturity. So, and I noticed the things that you were actually finding admirable shows how well you have taken the human experience yourself.
Mate, money means fuck all to me. If you're not a decent human being and you're not helping other people, then I don't know what you're doing, what it is. I don't care, and that's what I love what you're doing, and I loved having you on today. Thank you so much for coming on and spending this time with me and getting my audience to know you. And I'm sure there's going to be people reaching out to you and a lot of awesome stuff coming out of it. If the listeners want to go and connect with you and find out more about what it is that you could do, your music, your PR, your sponsorships, everything, where can they find you?
So you can find me at every social media with @Bigga State, so BIGGASTATE, or you can just Google Bigga State, BIGGA $TATE, and like, comment, and subscribe, because in the words of the great Denzel Washington, I'm leaving here with something.
Bars. Thank you, dude. We'll put all the links in the comments to our listeners. Peace, love, and prosperity. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.
By two, jokes on me and the jokes on you. I'm coming to claim what's mine, no time to waste. So penetrate your broken ideologies, cause you have me dead to rights, which you will find I'm hard to fight. Jokes on me and the jokes on you. I'm coming to claim what's mine, no time to waste. Only penetrate your broken ideologies. You thought you had me dead to rights, but you will find them hard to find. Time after time, I'm done with your shit. You can't hide no more. Your life is a cliff. I see through you and your games. My life sucks now. Remember my name. By one, two, by two, jokes on me and the jokes on you. Always had a dream of you and me, the way it was supposed to be, but you fucked that up with the lies you told, and now I'm clearing my heart of the lies you told. Time to dance, time to shine, time to reclaim what's rightfully mine.